It's time to talk about a very typical or popular scenario when creating publications with Publisher, and that is how you get your information, your completed project, out to other people. For example, if you're creating a brochure, if you're creating a newsletter, maybe it's an advertisement, for example, odds are you're not just creating that for your own viewing pleasure. You want to get that out to people. So those people might receive your completed publication in the mail, or maybe they're going to get it electronically via email. Either way, we're talking about something that's known as a mail merge. And a mail merge, if you're familiar with doing this in Microsoft Word or another word processing application, for example, means that you're going to merge information from a list of recipients and a document or a publication, in this case, in Publisher. So perhaps it's an advertisement, and we're going to use a scenario where our small business here, the Eat Cake Patisserie, is going to have a grand opening for a new location, and we want to invite people that are customers on our customer list. Well, we can customize that advertisement to include some personal information that comes from the list that we create or we get from another source. So that's what we're going to talk about first, the recipient list. So before we actually send our publication out to somebody, we need to get that list of somebodies. And there's a couple of different ways to do that. First, let's open up a publication. You can go to your File menu. It doesn't matter what's on your screen right now. Click Open. Navigate to the Lesson 11 folder of your exercise files and open up Ad 11A and click Open. So this is an ad or an advertisement that's, like I said, announcing a grand opening. There's the date and time and so on. So there's information already here in this publication. And now we want to send it out to a group of people. The list of people, the recipient list, the address list, whatever you want to call it, sometimes known as a data source as well, can be created on the fly during a mail merge, or we can just go and create that list now, or even get it from an existing source like our contacts in Outlook or a Microsoft database. So let's just go up to the Tools menu here. And as you come down to Mailings and Catalogs, I want you to see that we can do a mail merge or an email merge. There's even a catalog merge down here. So these three merges will create a list of steps for us to complete to do the entire merge. Now down below, if we want to work with address lists, we can create them from scratch or edit existing lists if we wanted to. So if I choose to create an address list, I can click here. The New Address List dialog box shows up. I'm going to enter information. By clicking the New Entry button, I can create as many new entries as I want, filling in the various fields. I'm going to click Cancel here because I can also do that while I'm creating the mail merge. So if I go back to the Tools menu and I come down to Mailings and Catalogs and I come over to Mail Merge and click that, you can see what happens. The Mail Merge task pane shows up on the left, and down below you can see that I'm at step 1 of 3, and step 1 is choosing or creating my recipient list. I can use an existing list, which might be, like I said, a Microsoft Access database. It might be contacts in Outlook, and in that case I would select this one. Or if I wanted to, I don't have a list, I can type a new list from scratch by selecting this radio button down here and then choosing Next to go to step 2 of 3, which is to create my new address list. So this is the exact same dialog box I saw just a moment ago, but I'm doing it on the fly during a mail merge. Odds are you're not going to want to do that. You're going to want to have your list of recipients set ahead of time. So let's click Cancel. And to cancel the mail merge, we go back up to the Tools menu, down to Mailings and Catalogs, and we choose Cancel Merge. We have to confirm that by clicking Yes, and we're back to our publication here with the Format Publication task pane showing up. So let's create our list of recipients by going back to the Tools menu, Mailings and Catalogs, and we'll go to Create Address List right here. So our new address list dialog box shows up. Let's go to the first name field, and we'll just type in a name. I'm going to type in Karen. Now we can use our Tab key because we're already on the keyboard. We don't have to reach for the mouse. Just hit Tab, and we'll type in a last name. I'm going to type in Corey. And we can choose to use as many or as few of these fields as we want. If we don't feel like we need via mail, we probably want to put in an address here. And you can see there's an address line 2 as well. We might want to put in their city, their state, There's zip code. I'm just hitting the tab key on the keyboard to move from one to the next. Country or region, home phone, work phone, and email address. I'm going to type in an email address here, Corey. And I'm just going to make one up here, somewhere.abc. All right, if I was to click OK, I'd be done creating my recipient list, and I'd have one entry. If I want a new entry, I click the New Entry button. Again, I just tab across. I'm going to type in Lorna Wade, and I'm going to tab all the way over to the email address. Type in L Wade, and I'm going to just make a make-believe email address here as well. And I'm going to make a change here where I have a typo. There we go. If I wanted a new entry, I click New Entry, and I continue on creating my list. If I want to remove someone, I can delete the entry, confirm with yes, and I've got just my 2 people in here. I'm going to click OK. Now, because this is brand new, when I click OK, I need to give it a name. Notice where it's going to be stored by default, My Data Sources. So all I need to do is type in a name. I'm going to type in My List. It's going to be what we call a Microsoft Access database list. So when I click Save, it actually gets saved with the same extension that we would see using Microsoft Access. You'll see that in a moment when we go to edit an existing list. So we've created our new recipient list here. It's got a couple of entries in it. What happens if we want to make changes to that list? So add some new entries or change information for existing entries and even remove people from our list. We'll talk about that next.